there you go again. I'll tell you what, ain't nobody got more groupies than good old Joe Walsh and the James gang. I'll tell you what, they followed him around like a herd of elephants, man, just charging. The stage is littered with ladies' underwear and stuff when these guys play. They really know how to rock, man. Your mama wishes she could rock that way now, doesn't she? Well, tell her she better tune in here, because we're like giving lessons each and every day here, Monday through Friday, in a coyote sort of way, in the rock and roll way of the sweetheart of life. Yeah, that comes right from our sweet mother, Mary J., which is a new name for our planetary reality, because she's one big old green machine, man, you betcha. So we're pushing for what? Legalization everywhere of the sacred herb that represents the mother's love. I get so emotional when I talk like this, and when it hits me like this, it's like a wave of enlightenment, a wave of love, a wave of eternal truth, man. Breathe. Okay. Now, I got it here. And somehow, I got to get it together here so you can understand the way of Mary Jane. You know, of course it's marijuana, but it's the essence of the herbal substance of the marijuana, not the THC, not the CBD, not the hemp, not the fiber. I mean, it's, you know, the whole darn thing, just like you are, man. You know, there's a little sweet essence in that herb that has this amazing gift to share with you. It helps you soften up. It helps you lighten up. It helps you see through your own fears. Sometimes by slamming them right between your ears, man, so you got to deal with them, you see. But she softened you up quite naturally, you know, so don't worry about it, okay? I mean, if you're one of those that get paranoid when you first smoke Mary J., recognize how deep-seated that fear is. And this is the only way you're ever going to see it and deal with it, at least unless you find something else. Maybe you'll go to some really gifted hypnotherapist and learn about your abduction days with the gray aliens. Or what about those green ones, man? I mean, you know, everybody made jokes about that back in the 50s, man, but those green ones took you away, didn't they? You better go see that spiritual hypnotherapist right now, right here today, okay? If you'll call me, I'll give you a few recommendations. You can reincarnate your whole doggone history, your whole doggone past, probably in 3 or 4 sessions. It only costs $500-600, man. Shit, it's worth it. It's only money. Give it away, okay? Well, in an enlightened sort of way. You know, if you got a scammer like that, well, you could put him in the slammer, or you could just have fun with it and see where it goes, man. Teach this kid how to wear his pantyhose right instead of wrong, instead of backwards all the time. You understand my meaning? It's metaphorical. Now, you got to understand, here at Spring Crick, the headwaters of truth, man, truthful life flowing into your life and all that good shit, well, babies, that's what we are. We're just like simply, you know, as real can be. But, you know, nobody thinks we are because we make it all so damn funny, you know. I mean, it's a fresh, clear drink of water, dear, you know, like this good old herbal Mary J. It's got that same essence in when you say. See, now what does Mary J. really do for us? She helps you loosen up, lighten up, brighten up, understand your own path. If you just give it a little time, now you got to combine it with a little communal meditation or whatever you want to call it. This third eye activity and, you know, a little palmage activity too. You know, you get that triangulation going on, you know, and you open up your heart and shit, you know, and wow, man. That is about as multi-dimensional as it gets. Oh, I'm still so emotional. I can't help it. Having a little fun on this here run, ain't we? So anyway, when you first get those fears on, dear, man, just like get it clear, you know. Start to trace this stuff. Embrace this stuff. Start to trace this stuff. There's one little root of truth somewhere down underneath all those superficial fears that you don't even know you got, dear, but it's inhibiting you something awful. And the only way to get free is to see. And yeah, I just admit it to yourself in a way. I mean, it's not a confession or nothing. It's just a profession. It's just like, okay, I am that way. Thank you, Mary J., for showing me, you know. See, that's one thing this sacred herb does, and I'm so glad I live in the first state to ever legalize, man, across this wide, wide earth, except for places where it was legal already, like Haiti and that, you know. But anyway, wherever it is, man, and it's beautiful. And we got to see this thing not just legalized, not just regulated or rationalized in any way, but totally and liberally set free. You know, people should be allowed to experience what will be. And if you don't want your kids doing that, well, you better just keep an eye on them a little bit, okay? Show them that you give a shit. Maybe they won't go that way. But maybe they need to. Maybe you got to get out of your little headache that tells you otherwise. See, a lot of people have these square-headed ideas about Mary Jane, about what an awful, nasty thing she is. She gets people stoned, and they lose all their motivation. They won't go to work at the bank anymore and get paid $10 an hour to count other people's money and shit. No way, man. They won't even, do a productive thing in a damn day, man. Just lay around and, hey, got another joint, man. That's there. Don't bogart that joint, man. Etc. Oh, maybe they equivocate it to heroin. Some folk do, How insane is that? But guess what? Heroin should be free, too. I mean, let's put the government out of business, man. Our drug dealers are like, slime dog pieces of doo-doo, man, and that's our government, man, The CIA been bringing it ever since our America and back in Vietnam days, Disrespectful fools, man. But, oh, well, babies, we understand the Nazi imperialist way, but we know it's just based on a lot of heartache. And the minute that lightens up, well, the whole gig is up. And the Nazis, lose. And the rest of humanity gains. I mean, we all come out of it, in other words, all at the same time, too. Basically, that's what Mary Jane is here to help us set up, And that is such a great love, It comes in so subtle at first and is greatly resisted by the authoritarian establishment. You ought to heard Paul Harvey carry on about the wicked urban stuff. Baby, I'm telling you, and he was the most popular voice in America. People shut off their TVs at high noon to listen to Paul Harvey, wouldn't you say? He was the dude of the day, but as square as they come, man. Enlightened in an enlightened sort of way. He was part of the transition, too, man. You have to waller around in this stew if you want to be a part of the cupcake, okay? It's just the way it works, So that's kind of the principle, the metaphorical way behind Paul Harvey. Good day, America, and all that good shit. God, we love that guy. I'm going to have to find some of his cornball shit and play it for you here, little clips here and there, right? Get the spirit of Paul Harvey going, man. Because, behind the square-headed mentality was a sincere desire to see people loving and free and living together naturally, even though he felt it in a rather orthodox way. It's all gone with that old square-headed generation that had to go drop the atomic bomb and do all that nasty shit of savage butchery we called World War II and all that other stuff. Such fun, huh? Whew. Babies, well, our ancestors are done, and we're back here. Whatever we were back there, we're here now. And guess what? We ain't going that way no more, are we, man? We're going to pick ourselves up off the floor and rock our little heart out, because sweet Mary Jane is here to take us by the hand and lead us into the promised land, okay? And she don't lead. She just provides the opportunity, for your own heart to take the lead, because that's where it's happening anyway. Don't believe me? Take a look back. A little glance. Don't get hung up on it. And see, it was all according to the laws of the 3D, man. No, not the conscription and all that shit. No. I'm talking about the flow, the square-headed flow that Paul Harvey represents, don't you know? But notice he also had a very enlightened and heartfelt side. He was always getting right down to the human level with it. That's why he was so good at it, He kind of stumbled into that job in Chicago one day, of janitor sweeping some floors, and a DJ had a heart attack or something, and he stepped up to the mic and done his duty to God, country, and America and all that shit. And, man, he became famous overnight, man. Didn't have to worry about a thing. He used to do his broadcasts drunk from the back seat of a Cadillac going down the highway every now and then, just to show folks that he could, man. That's how rich he became and how, well known. And people forgive him anything pretty much, Well, you learning anything there from old Paul Harvey? You see in that more enlightened way. You see, this is what helps, This is what happens when you participate in the sweet Mary J. in any way. And what I'm talking about is the eternal mother love that Mary J. in her essence can only slightly represent. Yet it's the greatest opening that humanity's ever experienced in a long, long time, because of its widespread worldwide acceptance and use now. The only persons in the way are a few brainwashed bimbos and that don't believe in anything, and the government's behind them that, want to outlaw everything, or at least have an excuse to put everybody in jail, so you're in enforced slavery no matter what. It's just a totally insane system that, if you watch real closely, it's swirling around and going down the drain. It's over with. That's why we got such exaggerated and obscene people in the positions of highness these days, because, well, they represent, the Nero attitude. Grab what you can while it's going down, boys. It's going down. That kind of thing, baby, see. But we, who are participants in the sweet Mary J., know a little different way, don't we, man? We see what's really happening right here and right now in this moment of today, whatever this is. Oh, my goodness, it's Free Day Friday. I'm going to get emotional again. I know I am. Poking a little fun at my old heart, ain't I? Well, babies, it's such a soft little thing. It's scary to let it out in this reality, because, it's going to get trampled. At least that's what your fears tell you, And that's been the history, man. Anytime you let this thing loose, well, babies, a lot of people are going to love it. A lot of people going to trample on it, man. Well, guess what, man? Ain't trampling no more, because everybody's the same heart. So finally, for once and forever, the spirit of the buffalo arises in humanity, and we all wind up going in the same direction and not stepping on each other's toes in the process. It's a divine infection that was begun. It's actually a spiritual correction, but we won't call it that because that sounds too establishment and authoritarian. We're hippies, happy, intelligent people pursuing infinite enlightenment day after day in that hippie, happy sort of way, man. Okay? Don't like it? Get out of my way. I got a bazooka here. See, that's the attitude of ingratitude, but the gratitude says, be gracious, buddy. Whatever you do, whatever you be, wherever you are, always be gracious, man. Just, think in that way, and you'll be that way. That's all it takes, What it really is give yourself an indication of how you could be gracious in some imaginary sort of way, but feel the connection of your heart this day, and let your heart come out and play. That's the way of the Mary J. That's what the metaphor is all about. Is opening the door to your heart, which is the most magnificent instrument ever to be designed in any creation, because it's the heart of creation. It's where everything begins. And it provides you with the opportunity to live an astounding, paradisical kind of life, man. Talk about a magic carpet ride and then some. It's on the magic bus, too. It's on the magic spaceship, love. It's on the magic wings that you just all of a sudden realize you had tucked away for a while. What do you think's been making them shoulder blades ache, man? The wings are just wanting to unfurl, Become the flag of love, the white bird of peace, man. Yeah, the white dove is angels, man. Have you ever figured that one out? Yeah, right, I know. You guys just are so slow. That's why we had to have Paul Harvey around, because, shit, humanity's thick as a brick. Thank you, Jethro Tull. Where is that? Hey, Paige and Jethro Tull, babies, get up here. I want your rock and roll medicine, okay? Come on, baby. Well, because they got a real tribute to that attitude, don't they? But they did it with gratitude, therefore they could do it satirically and get away with it, man. And that was another edge forward, another little edge taken away in the 3D, wouldn't you say? This is because some mystical rock and roll came from the demons of hell, don't you know? Oh, baby. I tell you what, that is the divine side of the medicine show of love, thick as a brick. I tell you, it's when you realize you're sick and you're thick, then you go another way. What do? You'll follow the flow of rock and roll in your heart right now, right here, today. Because if you don't, I'm going to come over there and kick your little backside, okay? Enough of this. Oops, there's that old school creeping in on me again, eh? All that authoritarian shit, all those attitudes. I'm going to kick your ass if you don't do it the way I told you to. Well, who the hell are you to be telling anyone how to do what? If they don't want to listen to your experiential wisdom and all that good shit, well, respond accordingly. Don't go kicking nobody's ass just because they stole your old lady. Big deal, man. And he did you a favor, and he's got to put up with her now, not you, you silly fool. People don't recognize when they're set free. because they're so accustomed to react and respond to things hatefully, you know. And then we get that grumbling, growling attitude, and it don't seem so, you know, such a big deal anymore to sell your heart and soul, you know. So when somebody offers you a little bribe to look the other way or whatever, I mean, you just go with the flow, right? No morality, no conscious presence. Just a cold little dead body with hardly a bit of a heart left in it, man. But guess what? Because you got that bit left, well, the whole illusion of coldness dissolves away because it never went away. Your heart's always there at play. See, the illusion was kind of like an induced hypnosis or something like that, where we accepted a condition in a dreaming sort of way as a reality when in fact was just a fiction. But we had to live in that fiction, like going to the movies, only this is one of those holographic kind of movies that the audience becomes a part of. You take, you know, you pick your particular roles according to the actors and actresses you like that are playing, but you become those actors and actresses while the movie's playing. But there is a time, you know, where, you know, the projector goes down and the house lights go up and the movie dissolves away, and suddenly we remember that we're just the audience come out to play. And we took it all so seriously, you know. I am a man of constant sorrow and stuff like that, a woman of indignity and all this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, wow, we could sure invent a lot of tragic roles for ourselves, couldn't we, man? But God, and we played it well. You know what I mean? This was a movie that's going to, you know, it's be the highest attendance ever, man. I mean, the whole universe has been involved in it, you know. So it's going to have some pretty high ratings anyway. I mean, you know, it's one of those, they won't just be able to lock away in the vault and say that didn't happen, okay? The way they do here in the 3D, man. You know, speaking of which, let's go back down to Arizona way. Remember that down there in the Red Rock country where the time stick is, and there's these, you know, underground facilities, let's say, that had all kinds of, like, very interesting artifacts in them, you know, and in fact were temples of love that, you know, people from all over the earth used to come to, traversing up the Colorado River out of the old spastic ocean out there, man. Can you believe it? That's a long time ago. And they've been locking that shit up and covering it up and just lying through their teeth forever and ever about that stuff, trying to keep it hidden away so humans will still think we're a bunch of ape people and keep acting like it, okay? But guess what? The heart has another way, doesn't it? I mean, the projector, you know, it's done. It's the run. It's like the 2 hours is over with. That's a long-ass 2 hours, wasn't it? Man, I tell you what. But I'll tell you what, once you're out of it, well, baby, you know, it seemed like 2 seconds, and it's all okay. Hey, you, hippie, what's that there shit you're smoking there? Is that there marijuana? I thought so, man. Well, you just get your body over here, share a little of that with me and Elmer and Billy Jean, okay? We got to get our day underway in the right sort of way, too. Listening to Grandpa Coyote is like participating in the full presence of life, and everything just seems so natural, doesn't it, hippie? Oh, babies, I hope someday to have hair like you, man. Just like, wow, man, that is astounding, that little do you got on you. Wow, hippie brother, I love you so, man. I'm so compassionate now. I don't know whatever made me be such a redneck D-head. Maybe it was that badge and that gun they gave me, but the taser was a lot more fun, I'm telling you. I just love the taser, but that's all washed away in the stream of life, okay? I'm okay. I took off the uniform. Am I cute in my pinkies? I thought so, man. I really appreciate you, man. Let's group hug here. Spring Crick. Your moment of truth coming from a tiny little sound booth way up high in the hippie Rocky Mountain sky, man, you betcha. The place where you take off and fly from the heart of this guy and his little Okiwan, which is the heart of the mother love, Mary Jane, who is like here to relieve your pain and, you know, redefine your suffering again so you don't do that no more. She's had enough of that shit, kids. Big Mama is here and she's gonna make it clear. So, babies, you better stay tuned in here because otherwise you're just lost and lonely and blue all the time, and that just won't do, man, because then you got to turn to narcotic substances to free yourself, you know, and there's not much freedom in slavery, is there? Especially that kind, man. I'm telling you, it's just, well, you rip off your friends then, man, you know, and become a schemer and a scammer, and, you know, there's a low-life little, you know, turkey trotter, man, but guess what, you know, one day you birth a daughter, and she's going to wash that back in your face, like, you know, and get you to remember you're a member of the human race, okay? That you got a real heart inside of you, and no matter what you do or how bad you've been, badass boy, it's shit. Kids, I'm telling you, turn loose in a candy factory, you know, but sadistically so, babies. That sadism's got to go, babies, right along with all the rest of those isms, too, man. We don't do isms no more, because isms rhymes with prisms, and prisms is rainbows, man, you know, coming from the crystalline clear light of your heart, baby. You see how we kind of redefine our reality and kind of go with that flow here in that crazy little coyote medicine show we call, well, the voice of the heart, don't you know? Here at Spring Crick, baby, the medicine and the flow of sweet rock and roll. Giving it away, you can live it today, right now, here in this moment of time. Radio you can see, radio you can be, radio that you already are, because the radio's in you too, baby. And broadcasting tremendously so into the reality around you. Getting it all back into flow, man. None of this dysfunctional reality and ADDHUB and all that other doo-doo stuff we got initials and acronyms for. To heck with all of that, man. There's only one acronym, and that's hippie, and that's okay, because that's the heart in motion when you say the true innocence that knows how to enjoy life and doesn't have to push anybody around to do it. Good grief. It's so simple, babies. I don't know. It takes you a while to catch on, but the hazy radio, oh, now we're going to running strong. We're going to be here day after day, and Grandpa too, Monday through Friday. And Friday is free day, babies. Set yourself free then of the perceptional reality, a big dummy. Just shake your bacon, okay? And that'll get you out of the world of faking and back into the world of reality. It's so much more fun, don't you see? Yeah, it is, because you get to play, babies, play.